Yeah, I mean, it's been fascinating to understand exactly how students have reacted to the pandemic. There obviously was quite a lot of press coverage about negative stories around accommodation, but we've actually seen that those students that were actually in PBSAs actually regarded the service that they had and the support they had as being extremely good. The majority of students in that type of accommodation felt that their providers did a good job for them. So perhaps we've seen a slightly overblown sense of upset, shall we say, from the student body with some of the images that we saw. However, it's not quite the same. When you look at students within the private rented sector, they certainly had a lot to grumble about. So we see that there are patterns of behaviour which reflect, in a sense, the difference between first year students starting at university, their experience through COVID, and then those students who moved into rented private sector who had a more difficult time. It's key that when we consider the impact that COVID has had on student accommodation in the last year or so, there are lessons to be learned. I think it's important that we recognise that connectivity and culture, as we put it, are the two main driving forces for students within their accommodation. They wish to be connected. Clearly, we've had a situation recently where that's been more important than ever. But we don't just mean connected in terms of having a good Wi-Fi service. We mean connected in terms of the social aspects, the way in which they're able to live within that accommodation, make new contacts and feel safe and comfortable there. So I think we're going to see more of a demand for the high quality accommodation that students want, but one that actually lets them live in the way that they want to as well. So increasingly that means about yes, technical support for those students and better quality delivery, but it also means about thinking about those open areas, those shared areas, those communal areas where they actually want to meet and mix. I think the future of the sector is very good. We can see from forecast numbers that the number of 18-year-old UK applicants is just going to rise over the medium to long term. We have seen a fall off in the number of EU students applying to go to university in the UK, and who's to say how that situation may play out in the future. But there's a driving trend and demand for international students to actually come and study in the UK. So overall, we see predicted numbers for applying to university rising, the number of PBSA beds keeping track with that as we see more development and provision of the right type of accommodation for students that wish to apply to the HE sector in the UK. I think attendance at the conference provides a real opportunity to hear a range of viewpoints from professional bodies, from informed parties, from those that study the sector, both in terms of supply, delivery, demand, facilities. It generally has all of those aspects that you would want to understand if you were looking to recognise and understand more for the future of the conference. It is true that we've been through a virtual world recently, and nothing really beats the networking opportunities that should be provided by joining with colleagues and other professionals from the sector in order to learn and swap ideas. I'm a big fan of any environment that allows us to share and all learn and build on the experiences that ultimately are hopefully for the satisfaction of our customers, the students that are applying to higher education.